Good afternoon, everybody. Supply chain projects that deliver what we call triple R results: robustness, responsiveness, reliability, in combination with cost-cutting are rare, very rare. But in combination, they don't require capex, they're implemented in weeks and deliver results within months, then I should get your attention. I'm Chris Ransbeek, co-founder of Streamliner, and I'm going to talk to you about why today our supply chains have problems. Today, up to 70% of the supply chain problems can be linked to lack of visibility and collaboration between the business partners. Orders arrive unpredictably. It's a mess to find what actually is in the truck, which order is being delivered. And actually managing your warehouse is sometimes like running a roller coaster. You go from peaks where everybody is kind of overworked to, hey, my parking is empty. And this creates a ripple effect of problems. Your parking lot is full. Your best people are actually not managing their teams, they're locked behind computers to actually figure out the missing information. And once something goes wrong, there's a broken pallet, there's a missing item, it takes a disproportionate amount of time to solve that problem because the data is everywhere and nowhere. But let's take a step back. Internet, smartphone. These two innovations have changed the world. Everybody uses it. My parents use it. Amazing, no? Without any formal training. We just gave them the device and they started using it. And we cannot imagine the world without it. And what actually makes those innovations, the acceptance of those innovations so high? Because they've got something in common. They are about communication. We human beings have an infinite need to communicate and to collaborate. It's already an old book, but I hope somebody of you read it, the book Sapiens of Harari. And he explains it very well. He said, how come that these little naked apes, us, survived, not only survived, they thrived and conquered the savannah, full of lions, hyenas and tigers. Ever went on a safari? I didn't get out of the jeep. I was not feeling comfortable. But then, still we could do it. Because we, he said, Harari, can communicate and collaborate in much larger groups than any of our predators. And it's this ability, this need to communicate and collaborate that made us survive and thrive. It's intrinsically inbuilt in the human being. We need to collaborate. But still, we build global supply chains and they are fragmented. It is really amazing we cannot do that. So imagine a world where you have full control of what's happening outside the walls of your warehouse. You don't lose time looking for the documentation. If something is wrong, you can actually easily directly communicate the stakeholder via chats, via notifications, via alerts, via document sharing. And on top you collect data. Data which you can selectively share with the right party. Streamliner. The slot booking platform with integrated multi-stakeholder collaborative portal. I see some of you thinking like, what's the slot booking world doing in this part? Now, it has an essential role. We've established that people love to communicate and that the collaboration platforms via the digital devices have conquered it. We all use WhatsApp, we all use LinkedIn, all those other messengers. It went from the private world to the business world. Now, everybody's on Teams, we're all collaborating. So, yes, digital platforms is the communication and collaboration platform of the future. But how do you build it in the business world? Actually, in the business world, they're not going to come to the platform to see the picture of your new dog, to give you a like about last week's barbecue, or to plan next week's tennis match. You have to embed in the cross-company collaboration workflow an enforceable, acceptable, and mandatory step. Why are we using Teams? Look, I invite you to the meeting, but you have to be on Teams. It's a mandatory step. In supply chain collaboration, we've done the analysis and we've discovered the mandatory step. You want to be part of my supply chain? You have to book a slot to come and deliver. It's a step which is acceptable in warehouses, and which is actually enforceable and easy. But let's go to the second function. Because when you go to your manager and say, look, I want to improve my collaboration, I want to improve my digital engagement across my supply chain, they might be saying, yeah, it's cool. Show me the money. The slot booking part is actually next to the mandatory step. It's your engine which is going to generate the savings. Because the slot booking Streamliner is not like the little add-on you find in your TMS or DMS. It's a slot booking tool designed for the warehouse, to optimize your warehousing operations. And why is this different? You book a slot when you go to the doctor, but still you wait there for 2 hours. Why is that? Because the doctor doesn't know why the patient is coming. The patient might be coming for a little cold and is out in 10 minutes, or might have a serious disease which requires a big examination and a long discussion. It might take him an hour. The rest of the planning is gone. Streamliner starts from the order. We know what you're going to come to load or unload, which means that we can estimate the work related to it. Secondly, slot booking is not about dock management. Yes, it's about dock management, but it's only one of the constraints. It's like going to the supermarket. Oh, there's a free checkout. I go there. Oh, it's a checkout without a cashier. A free dock is never a requirement, or can never be saying, I can unload or load that dock, that truck. That's linked to, do I have people? Streamliner is the only slot booking tool which starts from your warehouse resource planning. Warehouse resource planning, which you can specify. Saying, these guys can do unloading or unloading, or these guys work in the deep frozen and these work on the fresh vegetables. Means that you can actually steer your warehouse, you're in control. You say, these orders I want to receive the Monday morning. These I want to load the Tuesday afternoon. You're in control. That's what saves money. And thirdly, it's very important, a slot is not 20 minutes. A slot depends on the length, the size, the type of operation. As we Streamliner know what you're bringing, who's going to unload it, what's their productivity, we can estimate the slot length and we give variable length. We did a study, we estimated the savings, and it actually reduces your pre-shipment cost with 25% by giving variable slots in function of what you are going to do. In the beginning, when we started the company, we had some prospects who were saying like, yeah, but you know, my business partners are not willing to onboard. Less than 3 years later, we got 4,000 companies. These are not users, these are companies known via their VAT number with multiple of users working for that company. 4,000 companies who are actually happy to collaborate and engage, because for them the transparency of knowing what's happening with their order which has to be picked up or delivered actually is also a benefit. Non-paid invoices due to badly handled claims because the data is not exchanged is a big friction between business partners. So believe you, your suppliers, your carriers, even your customers will be happy to collaborate. But don't take my word for it. Listen to one of our users.
Maar voor ons is het echt een 4 keer beter resultaat. Bottlenecks zijn we volledig kwijt. Aan de gatehouse staat er 1-2 vrachtwagens maximum te wachten. Daarnaast zijn onze beschadigingen ook heel ferm gezakt. En dat komt doordat we de leverancier konden verbinden met de transporteur. We brengen hen samen met onze diensten en zo konden we het probleem bespreekbaar maken. Het derde punt is dat we onze resources efficiënter konden inzetten. Werken met iets minder volk, stabieler, mooiere planning maken, rekening houden met verlofperiodes, dat was allemaal mogelijk. En hier waren we zelf in controle. En het laatste punt opnieuw, we hadden een duidelijke documentatie. Een leverancier kwam nu toe aan de gatehouse met een unieke referentiecode. En dat was het enige dat we sinds dan af moesten weten. Voor ons kon dit niet beter. En op deze manier hebben we eigenlijk sinds 2022 enkel op FTE meer dan €200.000 bespaard.
€200,000 hard savings in just one warehouse. Streamliner actually delivers next to that a bundle of savings. First of all, you're in control. Your warehouse manager is in control of what's happening outside his four walls. You share documents. The time people lose by identifying what are you bringing, what's in your truck is amazing. These are typically your best warehouse people. You directly communicate when something goes wrong. Via Streamliner you can share documents, you can share pictures, you can share actually alerts, meaning that the issue is shared with the relevant parties, not only the carrier, but also the supplier or your customers, and you build your claims file on the spot. Not only you build it, you share it, which means that if there's a question, first of all, they can no longer come back and say, I didn't know, but also they actually are comfortable asking a question, add another picture, save documents. You share KPIs. KPIs are fantastic, but I remember when I was working for a retailer, if I've got a document just sent 3 months after the fact, it's forgotten. Here, our KPIs are real time. You deliver, oh, your KPI is updated. And you start evaluating your partner based on data, not last week's incidents. It's also very important for your colleagues of procurement. They actually have dashboards which they can share with the suppliers, but they also know that the supplier already had the dashboard, meaning when he comes for his quarterly meeting, it's not to discover the dashboard, but it's to present you his action plan which he built to improve his actual savings. Smoother operation, that's the big driver. That's your cost driver. This product pays for itself many, many times. You optimize your staffing. People like to work, but you like to have worked in a kind of planned environment. Their productivity goes up, because it's very strange if you have got peak volumes, how strange it might sound, but your productivity is lower. Because there's too many pallets, they have to walk around, they're all stressed. Actually, smoothing work is actually better. And the last thing is, we build data. Within Streamliner, we keep track of all the movements outside of your warehouse, data which you can export to other systems. So I hope we excited you. I hope we basically got you going. And now we see you at our booth.